And I invite you now to get very comfortable once again for another little bit of meditation. And take a deep breath all the way down to your belly. And as you breathe, knowing that talking about the perfectionist might have spiked up some anxiety or some muscle tension, just be aware of where you're holding this tension in your body, whether it's in your lungs, in your throat, in your forehead, if your forehead is creased, in your shoulders, in your belly. Notice your hips, your bum, your pelvic floor, your thighs. Notice where you might be holding this tension. Notice if it feels like pain or if it feels like sorrow or sadness. And then just breathe and say, I see you, tightness. I see you, sadness. I see you, what comes up. I witness you and I let it go. And now come into your heart center and just feel your heartbeat. And as you breathe, notice your lungs around your heart. As your lungs support your heart and massage your heart. And your rib cage is moving up and down with your breath. And you might notice your belly moving up and down with your breath. And your whole body might be finding relaxation. And notice in this moment how focusing on your body and your breath actually calms down the mind. So continue observing your body and allow this to ground you in this present moment, bring you back to your breath, knowing that in this present moment you're completely safe. And bring your awareness once again to your heart. And with your imagination and your inner sight, visualize a doorway resting between your fingertips, resting on your heart. And use all of your senses to fully imagine this doorway, whether it looks like a door or a window or a garden gate. Notice what it's made of. Notice how big it is. Does it feel rough or smooth? Warm or cold? Do you find this doorway to be shiny and new, or maybe old and rusted? Anywhere in between? Is it tightly shut? Is it easy to open? So imagine yourself now facing this doorway. What else do you see? What else do you hear? What else do you smell? And what else do you feel? And now as you stand in front of this doorway, you see that there's an emerald green light, beautiful light coming from this doorway, and you know that it's completely safe for you to fully open it and walk through. And this is a doorway into your heart. You can easily and effortlessly open this door and enter your inner temple. Take a deep breath and take some time now to become familiar with this space. And in your imagination, you might look down to your feet. What do you see? Are you on a wooden floor, tiles, a forest? What are you wearing on your feet? And now look around you. What do you see? Are there colors, textures, smells? What's the ambient light? Is it light? Is it dark? Are you indoors or outdoors? And what else comes into your awareness now? This is your temple. This is where you are queen. So you can fully step into this sacred space and make it your own. And I invite you now to call forward, call to you now in human form so that you can see her. Call your inner perfectionist. And as this inner perfectionist begins to show up in front of you, notice if this one shows up as perhaps male or female. Notice the colors of her skin, of the eyes, the hair. Notice maybe a facial expression. Notice what this one is wearing. Can you get a sense of how old your inner perfectionist is? Really take her in. This is that aspect of you that you've probably judged a lot. So I invite you, if it feels good for you, to extend your hands and see if she wants to take your hands. And connect with her as best you can through your eyes, through your touch, through your emotions. And in your imagination, maybe you can synchronize your breathing with the breathing of your inner perfectionist. Feel the connection. And from this connection, maybe you can hear some answers that she has for you about how old you were when the inner perfectionist came into your life. How old were you when she showed up the first time? Was this one event or maybe a series of events that brought this perfectionist into your life? What is the decision you made that you felt it was necessary to become perfectionist instead of being wholesome? What was the fear? What is your inner perfectionist really scared of? What is she protecting you from? Is it a person or a feeling or a situation? Something inside of you or something outside of you? connecting with her highest wisdom. What is it that the inner perfectionist really wants you to know? What is her sacred message to you? And simply accept what she has to say with love. And finally, ask your inner perfectionist, what is the most loving and compassionate way for the two of you to live, to work, to create together? What's a better way for the two of you to be together? Because there's a lot that she can do for you, but from her wholesome self. So thank your inner perfectionist for the wisdom and the insight that she gave you today. You might want to give her a hug if that feels good for you. And then let her go, knowing that she's still part of you, but now you're more wise and more loving and more compassionate. So see yourself going back to that door or the garden gate, back through the gateway of your heart, through your imagination, back to your breath, back to your body, back to this very moment in time and space. Another nice deep breath, and you might want to stretch a little bit. Have a sip of water when you're ready, and then write down some of the insights that you received. And look into yourself, see if you can feel maybe there's an opening or a softening, maybe some relief, maybe more self-love, maybe more empowerment. And you might want to note down in what way your life, your relationship with yourself and others, your relationship with money, or maybe your business can change now or feel better, feel more peaceful now that you have this awareness. What is possible for you now? So I invite you now to share one thing when you're ready. Suzanne?
Yes. It's going to sound different, but she told me to be myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be doing something in the next little while that's taking me out of my little box.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had 3 messages that I have this, you have the strength, you can do this, be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wonderful because it certainly does give me a lot of hope and a lot of strength to pursue this.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. Just be you. Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, I actually did quite some stuff already with the Perfectionist, and someone was like, "Yeah, just throw it out of the window." Just, but it really didn't feel good for me to do that. So I didn't do that yet, and now we did this, and I really had the idea like, no, she shouldn't leave because she was really telling me what she wanted from me. It was really to get the best out of me, to pursue everything that will make me, well, yeah, get to my life goal or something. And I thought, yeah, it is with the best intentions. It's just not always a good way, and it also has its shadow sides, of course. So I was really happy actually with this, because it was really, how do you say it? It confirmed what I felt about not being right to just push it all away. So yeah, I'm happy actually.
Good. I'm glad you are. Good. You're radiating. Good. And you'll notice that that's one thing where I'm different than from many other spiritual teachers. I will never tell you to throw a part of you away, because all the parts of you are there for a reason. And the way to healing is through more love. And when we say that we want to repress a part of us, a shadow side, the devil in us, it's just, that's not love. It is often a decision that we make out of fear, not a decision that we make out of wholeness. So that's something that's very important for me, is that we all understand, and it's easier said than done. I know, but it's really the way to healing is through more love. It's not through rejection. Because when we reject a part of ourselves, it goes even deeper in the shadows, and then it makes us act out in different ways that are not wholesome. Right? So good. Good. I'm really happy that this came up for you, for the both of you. That's a lot of really big healing. And you see, the truth is, it's super simple, right? Be yourself. Accept yourself. That's what it is. It's not, again, the big angels coming down on earth and the big boom message. The messages of healing are so simple, and those are the ones that we must listen to.